Hi there, paper nerds. It is Christy with Paper Crafting with Bubblinas, and today I'm going to share with you this cute little birthday card that's using the Magic Iris element that I think is really fun. You just pull down this lever and then a surprise is inside. I think it's really cute and I hope you really enjoy this. I really enjoyed making it, and it's just a really cute card to send to someone. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first things that you will need are, of course, the Magic Iris die set from Lawn Fawn and the scalloped Magic Iris add-on from them. Also, we're going to use the Fairy Friends stamp set and companion dies from them. We use this in part 3 of the series of fairies. I am also going to use my favorite things, Dynamics. These are sentiment banners or stitch sentiments. And then also a sentiment stamps from the Stamps of Life. And I'm using the Yay, It's Your Birthday, and then Hope You Have a Beautiful Day, which is going to go on the inside of the card. So let's get started. So the first thing that you want to do is cut out a piece of pink cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5, and then you want to score here at the 4 1/4 mark and then fold it. And then you can go ahead and set that aside. Then you're going to want to stamp your images. So here I stamped these 4 images, 2 fairies and then 2 flowers. And then you color them with your favorite markers and die cut them out from the companion die set. So I'm going to go ahead and set that aside. And then you want to die cut out all your Magic Iris pieces. So those are going to be 3 of these rings. And then one of them you're going to die cut a second time that inserts these holes or squares, and then these score lines, because you will need that to place a lot of the elements to make the mechanism move. And then you're going to want to cut out 3 of these what I guess you call sausage pieces, and then 3 of these, and these are called stabilizers, and then 1 lever. And then from the scalloped Magic Iris set, you want to die cut the ring with the scallops on your favorite pattern paper. This one I used Echo Parks. It's a fairy pattern paper. And then with that too, I just die cut the decorative lever to show that you got to pull it. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing, that after you've cut out the Magic Iris pieces, the middle from one of these circles you can use as a cutout and stamp another fairy on and color it as you like. And then, oh, also, it's so small I forgot about it, but you also want to stamp and die cut the little star wand from that set as well. So after we have folded our base cardstock, we're going to go ahead and get started on the Magic Iris element, putting that together. So the first thing that you want to do is take these 3 sausage pieces, and I am going to ink them. And I'm going to start on the inside edges with mustard seed. And it's very simple. You just brush it on with your blending tool. And then I'm going to go ahead and ink the outside edges with Dusty Concord. And you don't really have to do this little notch, ink that, because that's gonna be hidden. But these pieces are going to form to be your screen. So you want to make sure it is how you like it. I also just go back around, just making sure that the yellow and the purple are blended together. There. Okay, then we want to pull out this piece, and we're gonna go ahead and stick these little sausage pieces in these notches like that. And just make sure that it is even around there. Then you're gonna take your a small Zot, which are these, and you're gonna go ahead and place them one Zot on each one of these little marks. They're like these little star marks, and it's just to help you where you're going to place your adhesive. And you want to use these because it is much easier to handle. And you just stick them on those little stars. Like so. And then once you've done that, just make sure it's in place. And what those are going to do is going to hold another donut on top. So place that on top, making sure that it's all even, because you don't want a zigzag piece. And I just make sure it's secured. And then you want to go ahead and turn it over. And that's where now we're going to work with the stabilizer, which is these three pieces. And these marks from the score line show where they need to be placed. So take your tape runner and just put a line of glue there. And you want to stick your stabilizer right there. And you do that in those three spots. There. Now we'll turn this back over. So it looks like this. And now we're going to place our lever. And you want to place your lever just to the right of any one of the stabilizers. And so that it looks like an angle cut right there. And of course, this is angled, so it should fit just perfectly where you place it. And so once you've done that, go ahead and glue just the top portion of that lever. And then place that on. There. And now, I make sure everything is all tucked in correctly. And now we'll want to lay the final donut piece right on top. And then what we're going to do is we are going to glue these stabilizers here, here, and here, and then we're going to fold them over. And you don't want to put these on too tight, because if you do that, your mechanism won't move. So just, you know, tight enough to hold, but loose enough to where the mechanism will move. And again, don't tighten it, just as loose as you can, but making sure that it is anchored. So, and I think that's why this kind of glue is the best for it, because you can still have some give to the paper. Okay, so now we just want to make sure it works. And it does. It's sometimes hard when you don't have a place to put your hand, but let me see. But it does work. Okay, so next thing you want to do is go ahead and place your lever label on top of this. And next, you will go ahead and add your decorative scalloped piece. And this one you can just use the regular tacky glue, the liquid glue, the one that I like so much. And just making sure that it is even on the edges, especially on the inside circle, like that. Now you want to go ahead and bring in your card base. And what we're going to do is we're going to add this. And I want to make sure that when it's open, the tab is up here, because you'll want to probably, or actually you want the tab up there when it's closed, because when you send it to your intended person, you want it to be closed so that when they open it up, they can just go ahead and move that lever down. And this may interfere with the envelope that you place in it, because you could use an A2 envelope for this card. So let me go ahead and close it. And so I'm going to place it just like that on the card, and I'm going to secure it down with some circle foam adhesives. And when you put the glue on this, you want to make sure that it's not interfering with any of these mechanisms right here. So you'll probably want to put one here. And here. And then once those are on, you can go ahead and place it in the middle of your card base. So it will go like this. Okay, and I'm going to keep it open for the moment. But before we get started, I wanted to go ahead and add some ribbon. I had some of this thin or small wide or thin wide, thin ribbon that I had gotten from one of my card kits from the Stamps of Life that I thought would look really, really pretty to add to the yellow that's in the pattern paper. So I'm just going to cut a big enough piece, and then I am going to wrap it around like so. Let me get that piece in. And I've got to loosen it up just a little because I need them to be able to meet. And then I just want to go ahead and I want to tie it in a bow. Now, this bow doesn't really look very good, as you can see. So I'm just going to go ahead and fix it a little bit. Like so, and then trim off the extras. There we go. So now that looks better. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to work on the inside of the magic iris. And we have this little lovely fairy that I'm going to just glue on the inside. Like that. And I use one of my tools to just make sure that it's inside there, like so. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this wand onto this particular fairy because it's supposed to be a surprise and you know, magical, so to speak. So I'm just gonna put a little glue and then I'm going to place it just so right here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and embellish this fairy. I used the Nuvo Yellowbird glitter drops for her wings. And I think that just adds a little extra sparkle for her. And then I also added some Nuvo Gold crystal drops. And I just made it look like a little crown right here on her hair, like that. And then I want to stick a little gem on the wand itself. So I'm just going to place a little dot of glue. And I am going to use a Petite Posy from, an orange one from Queen & Company. Sometimes it just doesn't want to do what I want it to do. There we go. And remember the glue that I'm sticking that with. It dries clear, so even though you see the white there now, it won't dry that way. Okay, and so we'll definitely want to let that dry before we open and close the Magic Iris anymore. So now we're going to move on to the rest. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this stitched banner, and I'm going to stamp one of the sentiments. And the sentiment I'm going to use is "Yay, it's your birthday." So I'm just going to ink it up with some Midnight ink from Catherine Puller. And of course, make sure I have it right. And just stamp it right in the middle of the banner. There. It's not completely even, but it'll do. And then we'll want to go ahead and glue it right to the middle here. And you may find that you can place this somewhere else that you like better than this, but that's where I like it. So I'm going to go ahead and glue it down with liquid glue. Just making sure that it does not go over the edge of the card, because that could interfere with the envelope that you put it in. Okay, and then I'm going to start placing my fairies. I'm going to put this fairy here. I'm going to put this fairy here. And then I'm also going to embellish with a purple flower. I think I got this one at Hobby Lobby. And a button with some white twine that I got from the Stamps of Life to the front. And then I'm just going to add some sprinkles to it, which is these purple tiny pearls. They're shaker beads from Queen & Company as well. And, you know, I use them for more than just shaker cards. I do use them for embellishments as well. So I'll be using those. So go ahead and sit back and I'll show you how I will be doing the rest of the card. I'm also going to be adding some clear pearls, liquid pearls to this fairy's wings, just to give it that extra glittery look. And also a gold crown in her hair as well. And then I'm going to add the gold crown on this fairy's hair too. And then her wings, I'm going to use this copper liquid pearl. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue on this flower. And I'm going to place it right here on the bottom. So that way it's not top heavy, it's kind of equal. And then I'm going to go ahead and take a piece of this white twine. And string it inside the button. I'm going to go ahead and do that offline here real quick. Okay, and then once I have strung it through. I'm just going to tie it in a bow. And then that bow is a little bit too big, so I'm going to go ahead and fix it here by holding my finger to the middle of the button and then just pull the ends. And then when I am happy with how that looks, just go ahead and trim the excess. And then we can go ahead and glue that button on using some liquid glue. And I'm going to place it here, and I would just hold it down for a minute so that it takes hold. Okay, so next I'm going to go ahead and add these little pearl shaker beads, purple ones from Queen & Company. And I do suggest you using a tweezer tool to handle them. They're so small that it's hard to place them correctly. So I'm going to place glue around the magic iris where I want to embellish them, use them as an embellishment. So I'm going to place a dot of glue there, here, one right there, and then I want to do one on the ends of the banner. And then with my tweezers, I can just then go ahead and place it right on top, and it's so easy. And you may need to give it a little help at times. There. So that is going to be the outside of our card. Isn't that so cute? Now we're going to go ahead and work on the inside. So we'll go ahead and then stamp our sentiment here. And this one is, hope you have a beautiful day sentiment. So I'm just going to stamp with using the midnight ink, and I'm going to do it kind of like tilted like this. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and glue in these two flowers. So this one I am going to glue right here. And then this one, will go in the opposite corner down here. And that is it on the inside. And now you can see, look at how beautiful your card is. Thank you guys for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will be posting part 5 here soon. I have one more fairy card to show you. And then after that, I'll be moving on to some paper structures, some fairy houses and tea light holders and so forth that are fairy-esque. So I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful evening and a great rest of your week. Thank you.